Hey, what's up everyone, it's GadgetGuruHD here, and in this video I'm going to give you guys some benchmarks, and we're also going to do some gaming in this video on the all-new Google Nexus 7 Full HD 2013 edition. So we're going to start it off with some quadrant standard, and we can see here we get a pretty good score, which compared to all the other devices on here like the HTC One X, it isn't really that bad, considering this is a Snapdragon S4 Pro in this Nexus 7. So now we're going to move on to Chain Firebench. And of course I'm going to be fast forwarding through all this stuff because these benchmarks really do take like several full minutes to load up and get going. So right there we can see our overall score is about 15,242, and we beat out the Galaxy S3 and a couple other devices there as well. So now finally moving into Vellamo, we're going to go into some HTML5 testing. This is a pretty big deal because this is pretty much what you're going to be doing all of your web browsing on HTML5 websites. So this will test the performance on that. So in Vellamo HTML5 it looks like we're scoring about 1655. And now we're going to go into our final Vellamo test. We still got one more test to do. So here we score 737. And we're going to move into Nina Mark II or Nena Mark II for our last test. So these tests probably really aren't that important when it comes to real life performance, everyday usage of your Nexus 7, but it is fun to compare these tests with things like the HTC One and Galaxy S4. Now when it comes to real world testing, you're probably going to get a better idea of what this thing runs like in actual gaming tests. So here I'm just going to be playing some Modern Combat 4. Keep in mind this is a touchscreen game, so if you're not like really pro at this, you're not going to be very good. So I don't even think I get an actual kill in this gameplay, but I figured I'd show it to you guys anyway. Now the Nexus 7 has a 1920 by 1200 display, which is actually a huge, enormous upgrade from the last generation Nexus 7. So the 1920 by 1200 display is 1080p resolution with about 324 pixels per inch. So by Apple standards, this is actually a Retina display. So being able to fit this 7-inch display and keep a 1080p resolution in it and price this thing at only $229 for the base model is pretty amazing. Google has also added 2 GB of RAM. It runs a Snapdragon S4 Pro processor, clocked at 1.5 GHz, so this really isn't lacking in any department. The only thing you could really make a complaint of is really the lack of a microSD card slot, but with all our data being in the cloud, it probably shouldn't be much of an issue because the stock Android ROM doesn't really take up much space on your tablet, so it isn't like this is TouchWiz taking up like 10 GB on your 16 GB card, so that really shouldn't be a huge issue with the Nexus 7. And as you see right there, that's a pretty horrible death. I had that guy. Should have killed him like 3 times. But I'm actually going to be giving you guys a 6-axis tutorial on how you guys can use games like Modern Combat 4 and Dead Trigger, which I'm going to play next, with a PS3 controller. I did this with the previous Nexus 7. All of you guys really seemed to enjoy that video, so I'm going to show it to you all again. So now we're going to go ahead and play some Dead Trigger. Now Dead Trigger is actually free on the Google Play Store now. It isn't 99 cents like it was before because the developers actually said they are actually making it free now because of all the pirating going on with these games. So we do get this for free, and there aren't really many ads on it, so that's pretty awesome. But as you can see here, the Nexus 7 has been fluid throughout all of these gameplays we've done so far, and there really aren't any issues with it as far as I can see. I've been using it for the last couple days now. No lag whatsoever in these high intensity games. So I guess that pretty much wraps up this video. If you enjoyed it, be sure to give it a thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe as well. Be sure to check out the rest of my channel for all of this new content that's going to be coming out soon. I got tutorials, tips and tricks, more gaming, a full review coming soon, and much more. So lastly, I'd like to thank you all again for watching this video, and I'll see you all in the next one.